Good evening, everybody. It looks like we should be live now. Merry Christmas. Um, Tonight's collection of Christmas songs is a fairly broad list, some of which you will already know and some you probably won't. Um, and although not all of the songs are specifically country Christmas songs, several are, and, uh, and even those that aren't have been covered by numerous country artists over the years, so we're still kind of keeping with our theme here. We left off last week's regular classic country A to Z show, starting on the Gene Autry collection of songs. And conveniently, Gene Autry had one of the best-selling Christmas albums of all time, so it seems only fitting that we kind of essentially bookend this week's Christmas show with Gene Autry Christmas songs to sort of segue out of and back into the classic country A to Z shows. So first up tonight, a guy by the name of Robert May created the story Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in 1939 as an assignment for Montgomery Ward's. The company had been buying and giving away coloring books for Christmas every year, and in 1939 they decided that creating their own book would save some money. 10 years later, Robert May's brother-in-law, Johnny Marks, who also wrote Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree and A Holly Jolly Christmas, Silver and Gold, and I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. So Johnny Marks converted the Rudolph story into a song, and Gene Autry's recording of that song hit #1 on the Billboard Top 100 Hits Christmas week in 1949. Gene Autry sold 2.5 million copies that first year, eventually selling over 25 million copies. And that recording remained the second best-selling recording of all time, up until the 1980s. So, I think you know this song. You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen, but do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Well, then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you'll go down in history. Well, then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Well, then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you'll go down in history. Yes, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you'll go down in history. Okay. So the next song was written in the 1980s by Don Cook, Curly Putnam, and Keith Whitley, and three great country songwriters. And it's become sort of a modern classic in the country Christmas genre anyway. And this is called There's a New Kid in Town. Looking for the King, the new Messiah. star shining brighter. Old man, won't you help us if you can? He shook his head, but he pointed his hand. There's a new kid in town, and he's lying in a manger down the road. There's a new kid in town, but he's just another baby, I suppose. Heaven knows there's a new kid in town here in Bethlehem. I see you've traveled far, bearing treasures. You say these gifts are for the new king's pleasure. Well, I've heard that a king might come, but up until now there hasn't been one. But there's a new kid in town, and he's lying in a manger down the road. There's a new kid in town, but he's just another baby, I suppose. Heaven knows there's a new kid in town here in Bethlehem. Yeah, there's a new kid in town here in Bethlehem. Now this next one is one of the more traditional Christmas carols, I guess. These lyrics were written in 1865 by an Englishman named Charlton Dix, and it was set to the melody of Greensleeves, which is a traditional English folk song. This is called What Child Is This? What child is this who laid to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping, whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch are keeping? This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him laud, the babe, the Son of Mary. Why lies he in such mean estate, where ox and ass are feeding? Good Christians fear for sinners here, the silent word is pleading. Nail spears shall pierce him through, the cross be borne for me, for you. Hail, hail the Word made flesh, the babe, the Son of Mary. So bring him incense, gold, and myrrh, come peasant king to own him, the King of kings salvation brings. Let loving hearts enthrone him. Raise, raise a song on and sings her lullaby. Joy, joy, for Christ is born, the babe, the Son of Mary, the babe, the Son of Mary. A person should make certain that the entire song is on the screen before they start playing the song. Okay, so the next one was written by Jay Livingston and Ray Evans in 1950. The inspiration for this song was the Salvation Army bell ringers. We always hear it around Christmas time at stores. The writers were originally going to title the song Tinkle Bells, but they figured out that might not be appropriate. So this is Silver Bells. City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner you hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Strings of streetlights, even stoplights, blink a bright red and green as the shoppers run home with their treasures. Hear the snow crunch, see the kids bunch. This is Santa's big scene, and above all the bustle you hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Okay, I don't know if anybody has commented for some. I'm not seeing comments, but I don't always see them, so I'm not sure. So if you have, I apologize for not acknowledging you, and thank you for doing so. The next song was first made popular by Harry Belafonte in 1956. I learned it from a Jim Reeves version in 1963, and this song is called Mary's Little Boy Child. Time ago in Bethlehem, so the Holy Bible says, Mary's boy child, Jesus Christ, was born on Christmas Day. Oh, hark now, hear the angels sing, a new king's born today. Man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Trumpets sound and angels sing, listen what they say, that man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. While shepherds watch their flock by night, they see a bright new star. Then hear a choir of angels sing, music seems to come from afar. Now Joseph and his wife Mary come to Bethlehem that night. They find no place to lay the child, not a single room was inside. Well, hark now, hear the angels sing, a new king's born today. And man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Well, trumpets sound and angels sing, listen what they say, that man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. By and by they find a little nook in a stable so forlorn. In a manger there so cold and dark, Mary's little boy was born. Well, hark now, hear the angels sing, a new king's born today. And man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Well, trumpets sound and angels sing, listen what they say, that man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Yes, man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Oh, and now I'm seeing some comments. Lori and John, thanks for tuning in. Ray Pat, thank you. Okay, now the next song was written by Willie Nelson in 1963, and it's a true story about a man who, during the holidays, crawled around on his hands and knees in front of a department store in Fort Worth, Texas, selling pencils, wrapping paper, and ribbons. The man, whose legs were weakened by a spinal disorder, refused a wheelchair and wore these sort of clunky gloves and knee pads made from old tires and a custom leather vest with a pencil rack and a coin box sewn into the back. He actually made a living for his family doing this, and when he died in 1973, 10 years after this song came out, he never knew about this song. Roy Orbison had the biggest hit with this song, and this is Pretty Paper. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue, wrap your presents to your darling from you. Pretty pencils to write I love you. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue. Crowded street, busy feet hustle by him. Downtown shoppers, Christmas is nigh. There he sits all alone on the sidewalk, hoping that you won't pass him by. Should you stop? Better not, much too busy. You're in a hurry, my how time does fly. In the distance, the ringing of laughter, and in the midst of the laughter he cries. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue, wrap your presents to your darling from you. Pretty pencils to write I love you. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue. Okay, next up, let's see. I should try and stay up as long as I'm seeing these. Linda, thanks for tuning in. Okay, next song is probably the oldest Christmas carol I'll do tonight. It was written in 1847 by a Frenchman who never showed any interest in religion and whose name I can't pronounce, so I won't. But interestingly, it was written at the request of a local pastor to help his church celebrate the renovation of the church organ. This is O Holy Night. O holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh hear the angel voices, oh night divine, oh night when Christ was born, oh night divine, oh night divine. Truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains he shall break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus we raise, with all our hearts we praise his holy name. Fall on your knees, oh hear the angel voices, oh night divine, oh night when Christ was born, oh night divine, oh night divine, oh night divine, oh night divine. Okay. This next song was suggested to me by our church choir director, and I liked it because I always felt like Joseph deserved a little musical recognition as well. This song is called It Wasn't His Child. He was her man, she was his wife. And late one winter night, he knelt by her as she gave birth. But it wasn't his child, it wasn't his child. Yet still he took him as his own. And as he watched him grow, it brought him joy. He loved that boy. But it wasn't his child. It wasn't his child. And like a father, he was strong and kind and good. And I believe he did his best. Well, it wasn't easy for him, but he did all he could. His son was different from the rest. It wasn't his child. It wasn't his child. And when the boy became a man, he took his father's hand, and soon the world would all know why. It wasn't his child. It wasn't his child. And like a father, he was strong and kind and good. And I believe he did his best. Well, it wasn't easy for him, but he did all he could. He grew up with his hands in wood, and he died with his hands in wood. He was God's child. He was God's child. Well, he was her man, she was his wife. And late one winter night, he knelt by her as she gave birth. But it wasn't his child. It was God's child. Okay, next song was written in 1948 by Billy Hayes and J. Johnson. It was a #1 hit for Ernest Tubb, whom we just did a couple of weeks ago, in the Christmas of 1949. But the artist who really made it popular 10 years later was Elvis Presley, when he included it on his Christmas album. This was the first song I really ever learned to play on the guitar when I was about, 12, 13, something like that. This is Blue Christmas. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree won't be the same, dear, if you're not here start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. Well, you'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, blue Christmas. You'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, blue Christmas. I'll have a blue Christmas, that's certain. And when that blue heartache starts hurting, well, you'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, blue Christmas. Yeah, you'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, blue Christmas. Now, because my friend Charlie and I have not written a Christmas song yet, it seems appropriate tonight to use this middle slot in the show for a true classic country Christmas song. It turns out Billboard magazine does a Christmas song chart each year, Christmas music chart. And this song reached number 2 on that chart in 1965 when Buck Owens released it as a song that he co-wrote with Don Rich. This song is called Santa Looked a Lot Like Daddy. Well, Santa looked a lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him. It's not the way I had him pictured. Santa was much too thin. He didn't come down the chimney, so Mama must have let him in. Santa looked a lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him. Well, they thought I was fast asleepin'. They thought I was tucked in bed. They never thought I'd come peeping, or that I'd hear what was said. Santa put his arm around Mama, and Mama put her arm around him. So if Santa Claus ain't Daddy, then I'm gonna tell on him. Well, Santa looked a lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him. It's not the way I had him pictured. Santa was much too thin. He didn't come down the chimney, so Mama must have let him in. Santa looked a lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him. Well, I never saw Dancer or Prancer. I never heard the sleigh bells ring. I never saw the red-nosed reindeer like they show on the TV screen. But he sure brought a lot of presents, so Santa Claus he must have been. Well, he sure looked a lot like Daddy, and Daddy looked a lot like him. Well, Santa looked a lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him. It's not the way I had him pictured, so Santa was much too thin. He didn't come down the chimney, so Mama must have let him in. Yeah, Santa looked a lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him. Yeah, Santa looked an awful lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him. True classic there. All right. Roger Miller wrote this short little Christmas song in 1967 for his son. And it's been kind of a country Christmas song ever since. Old toy trains, little toy tracks, little boy toys coming from a sack, carried by a man dressed in white and red. Little boy, don't you think it's time you were in bed? Close your eyes, listen to the skies. All is calm, all is well. Soon you'll hear Kris Kringle and the jingle bells, bringing old toy trains, little toy tracks, little boy toys coming from a sack, carried by a man dressed in white and red. Little boy, don't you think it's time you were in bed? Close your eyes, listen to the skies. All is calm, all is well. Soon you'll hear Kris Kringle and the jingle bells, bringing old toy trains, little toy tracks, little boy toys coming from a sack, carried by a man dressed in white and red. Little boy, don't you think it's time you were in bed? Yeah, they'll be carried by a man dressed in white and red. Little boy, don't you think it's time you were in bed? Now, this next song was written by Noel Regney and Gloria Shane in 1962. I always thought this was a much older traditional Christmas carol, but at 1962 it's about the same age as me, so it's not really that old at all, as it turns out. This is Do You Hear What I Hear, which to me has always seemed like a true staple of high school choirs everywhere. Said the night wind to the little lamb, do you see what I see? Way up in the sky, little lamb, do you see what I see? A star, dancing in the night with a tail as big as a kite, with a tail as big as a kite. Said the little lamb to the shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? Ringing through the sky, shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? A song, high above the tree, with a voice as big as the sea, with a voice as big as the sea. Said the shepherd boy to the mighty king, do you know what I know? In your palace warm, mighty king, do you know what I know? A child shivers in the cold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Said the king to the people everywhere, listen to what I say. Pray for peace, people everywhere. Listen to what I say. The child, sleeping in the night, we will bring us goodness and light. He will bring us goodness and light. Now, a week ago yesterday, we lost country legend Charlie Pride to COVID-19. And since I had the Charlie Pride Christmas album as a kid, it seems so appropriate to do a few of his Christmas songs tonight. This first song, entitled Christmas in My Hometown, was the title track for his album, and it was written by Lasse Holmes, who also wrote This Little Light of Mine. This is called Christmas in My Hometown. There's a white Christmas in my hometown, where the streets are snowy shining bright, and the lights on all the Christmas trees are burning. Poor old Santa's sure to come this very night. There are jingle bells and Christmas carols singing by the children who are walking in the street. Folks are smiling and they're saying Merry Christmas, for there's joy in their hearts as they meet. Oh, the Christmas chimes are ringing in the tower, jingle bells can be heard all around. Time for all to go and wait for Santa's coming, 'cause it's Merry Christmas here in my hometown. I can hear the reindeer in the distance, all the sleigh bells are ringing loud and clear. Little eyes are closed in their slumber, they are waiting for old Santa to appear. Oh, the Christmas chimes are ringing in the tower, jingle bells can be heard all around. Time for all to go and wait for Santa's coming, 'cause it's Merry Christmas here in my hometown. Oh, the Christmas chimes are ringing in the tower, jingle bells can be heard all around. Time for all to go and wait for Santa's coming, 'cause it's Merry Christmas here in my hometown. Yeah, it's Merry Christmas here in my hometown. Okay, now earlier we had a, let's see, earlier we had a song about Joseph, and this Christmas song, this next one of Charlie Pride's, is about the animals around the manger, and this is called They Stood in Silent Prayer. The little lambs were standing there beside the holy babe. They gazed with awe upon child, while shepherds knelt to pray. They seemed at once to understand the wonder lying there, and all around the manger they stood in silent prayer. Oh yes, the Lord is come. Oh yes, the King is here. And all around the manger they stood in silent prayer. The cattle grazing in the fields could hear the shepherds pray. They turned and slowly came to find the stranger in the hay. They bowed their heads in silence. There was no sign of fear. And all around the manger they stood in silent prayer. Oh yes, the Lord is come. Oh yes, the King is here. And all around the manger they stood in silent prayer. The mules and oxen soon appeared, for they had been afraid. They could not understand the gathering everyone had made. And then they saw the Christ child sleeping in his bed. At once they knew the meaning and slowly bowed their heads. Oh yes, the Lord is come. Oh yes, the King is here. And all around the manger they stood in silent prayer. Oh yes, the Lord is come. Oh yes, the King is here. And all around the manger they stood in silent prayer. Now the next one is the only song in this collection of Charlie Pride Christmas songs that Charlie actually had a hand in writing. This one's called Santa and the Kids. Christmas time is here again like every year before. We might hear Santa on the roof, or he might come through the door. He may come down the chimney with cheeks so rosy red. It's time for little boys and girls to be tucked in their beds. Don't look for Santa Claus, my mother used to say, 'cause if he sees you peeking, well, he'll just go away. So listen to your mom and dad, to every word they say. They will never lead you wrong in any kind of way. Just close your eyes and go to sleep with haste and no delay. And your presents he will bring on this Christmas day. Don't look for Santa Claus, my mother used to say, 'cause if he sees you peeking, he'll just go away. So listen to your mom and dad, to every word they say. They will never lead you wrong in any kind of way. Just close your eyes and go to sleep with haste and no delay. And your presents he will bring on this Christmas day. Yeah, and your presents he will bring on this Christmas day. This next one was also written by that Lasse Holmes guy that wrote This Little Light of Mine. This one is called Christmas and Love. This is the last of the Charlie Pride album songs for tonight. I live in a 3-room shack. It's not much to see. No special lights on my Christmas tree. Not this Christmas for me. I may not get a Christmas card or shoes for my weary feet. But when Jesus was born on Christmas morn, that was my gift to me. Son of God sent down from above to cheer the whole wide world. Peace on earth, goodwill toward all, and fill their Christmas with love. I have 3 kids and a wife so true, a few old ties and sue. But when God gives you these things in love, you can see that's enough Christmas for me. Son of God sent down from above to cheer the whole wide world. Peace on earth, goodwill toward all, and fill their Christmas with love. Son of God sent down from above to cheer the whole wide world. Peace on earth, goodwill toward all, and fill their Christmas with love. And fill their Christmas with love. Now, this next song was written in 1944, specifically for a particular scene in the musical Meet Me in St. Louis. In the movie, this family is moving from St. Louis, Missouri to New York City right after Christmas, leaving behind all their extended family and friends. And a teenage Julie Garland sings this song to her younger sister, who cries through the whole scene. Now, although this song was written in 1944 for a musical, it is, to me, amazing how perfectly suited the lyrics of this song are for a 2020 COVID-weary, quarantined world who can't get together in large groups for Christmas. This song is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, with this year a special emphasis on little, unfortunately. First water. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. Next year all our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. Next year all our troubles will be miles away. Once again, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore, faithful friends who were near to us will be near to us once more. In a year we all will be together, if the fates allow. Until then we'll have to muddle through somehow. So have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Once again, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who were dear to us will be near to us once more. In a year we all will be together, if the fates allow. Until then we'll have to muddle through somehow. So have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Just have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Okay, now this next song was written way back in 1857. It was intended for the Thanksgiving season, with no connection to Christmas. And it was originally published with the title One Horse Open Sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to laugh and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bride was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. We got into a drifted bank, and then we got upsot. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Now the ground is white, so go it while you're young. Take the girls tonight and sing the sleighing song. Just get a bobtailed nag, 240 for his speed. Then hitch him to an open sleigh and crack you'll take the lead. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. All right, there's a pick-me-up song. Now, we've reached because we're at 8 o'clock, we've reached the other bookend of tonight's show. The words for our last Christmas song tonight were written by Gene Autry, who, after riding as the Grand Marshal in the 1946 Santa Claus Lane Parade in Hollywood, kept hearing the crowd say, "Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus," who followed him in the parade. So that's where the inspiration came from. The melody was written shortly thereafter by Oakley Haldeman, and it was a top 10 hit on both the country and the pop charts for Gene Autry in 1948. This is Here Comes Santa Claus. Well, here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer pulling all the reins. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. So hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Well, here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for the boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells jingle jangle, oh what a beautiful sight. So jump in bed and cover your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He doesn't care if you're rich or poor, he loves you just the same. Santa Claus knows we're all God's children, and that makes everything right. So fill your hearts with Christmas cheer, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Well, here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He'll come around when the chimes ring out that it's Christmas morn again. Peace on earth will come to all if we just follow the light. So let's give thanks to the Lord above, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Yeah, let's give thanks to the Lord above, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. And therein ends our Christmas show for 2020. But as always, with every week, I'll send you out with this benediction because it's just even more appropriate here. May the good Lord bless and keep you, whether near or far away. May you find that long-awaited golden day today. May your troubles all be small ones, and your fortune 10 times 10. May the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet again. May you walk with sunlight shining and a bluebird in every tree. May there be a silver lining back of every cloud you see. Fill your dreams with sweet tomorrows, never mind what might have been. May the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet again. May you walk with sunlight shining and a bluebird in every tree. May there be a silver lining back of every cloud you see. Fill your dreams with sweet tomorrows, never mind what might have been. May the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet again. May the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet again. All right, good night everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Have a Merry Christmas. Remember the reason for the season, and we will get through this. And of course, wear your masks. Thanks a lot. Good night everybody.